Now, this is one of those crazy videos where, as you can see, I put a little Q in the title because we're not talking about billions, not talking about trillions. We are talking about settling 2.5 quadrillion per year. That's quadrillion with a Q. And that's what the DTCC is moving on a yearly basis right now through their platform. Now, I couldn't believe that I missed this one. I was doing a little bit of research on the DTCC. They're one of the largest settlers and processors of securities trading and derivatives in the world. And I was doing some research on them, and I came across a Brad Kimes video where he was talking about a major acquisition that this company just made. And I couldn't believe that I actually had missed this one, but sure enough, this came out. The DTCC announced that we have signed a definitive agreement to acquire Securrency, a leading developer of institutional-grade digital asset infrastructure. And I would have completely missed this one if it had not had been for Brad Kimes' Digital Perspective. So a huge shout out to Brad. I'm going to let him play this clip real quick, announcing this and showing you the connection that he found back to Ripple and XRP. Let's take a listen in.
Look at what's going on here. Today, the DTCC announced that we have signed a definitive agreement to acquire Securrency, a leading developer of institutional-grade digital asset infrastructure. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. Securrency has developed a unique compliance-aware token that embeds regulatory and transactional rules in a compliance layer to facilitate legally compliant securities offerings in the United States and globally. But it gets better. Securrency's protocol can be utilized on Ethereum, Stellar, Ripple, EOS, and other distributed ledgers, as well as on legacy systems, allowing for seamless on-chain and off-chain movement of tokens. Now I start to wonder about everything coming together here. Oh my, this to me is extremely, extremely exciting, ladies and
I love it. It gets better. But wait, there's more. My man, Brad Kimes, huge shout out to him. What a guy. Cannot wait for XRP Vegas 2024. It's going to be so lit. But this is what we do as a community, right? We put in that effort, and Brad Kimes covered this one. Nothing gets by our community. That's what makes us the best. And as he was saying, as we tie all of this together, we just see day one of Ripple swell. We saw Brad take over DC FinTech Week yesterday. It's a great time to be in the XRP community because we see that we have legal clarity on top of the utility that's coming to our ledger. But sometimes I like to remind folks that we're not, I put out my conservative predictions. Like I said at the very beginning, this is one of those crazy videos where I'm talking about the quadrillions coming to this space. When I share my conservative predictions for this next bull run, I talk about us achieving, 2 to 3 times overall cryptocurrency market cap, what we did last bull run. 2021, we topped out at 3 trillion. If we do 2 to 3x, that's 6 to 9 trillion. And I like to have fun. I like to give us the benefit of the doubt. And I hope that we can pump it all the way up to 10 trillion. But that's really a conservative prediction for the next bull run. And as we look at all the white papers, everything that we're reading right now, all the institutions are talking about reaching 10 to 30 trillion by 2030 is the expectations. But what's exciting and why I like to bring up these videos is because you have institutions that kind of fly under the radar. In the XRP community, we know about Swift, we know about R3, we know about the BIS and a lot of these other institutions, but the DTCC is one of these institutions that's kind of flown under the radar. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about right here. Take a look at this, and this is the company DTCC. And when I throw 2.5 quadrillion in the headline in the title of this video, I'm not clickbaiting you. This is really what they do. So this is the article here, and this is the press release that they put out, the definitive agreement to acquire Securrency. But about the DTCC, with 50 years of experience, DTCC is the premier post-trade market infrastructure for the global financial services industry. From 20 locations around the world, DTCC, through its subsidiaries, automates, centralizes, and standardizes the processing of financial transactions, mitigating risk, increasing transparency, enhancing performance, and driving efficiency for thousands of broker-dealers, custodian banks, and asset managers. Industry-owned and governed, the firm innovates purposely, simplifying the complexities of clearing, settlement, asset servicing, transaction processing, trade reporting, and data services across asset classes, and bringing increased security, enhanced resilience, and soundness to financial markets. They really are one of the leaders in security settlement and trade and not just messaging like Swift, but actually doing the settlement and the clearing as well. In 2022, DTCC subsidiaries processed securities transactions at US 2.5 quadrillion, and its depository subsidiary provided custody and asset servicing for securities issued from over 150 countries and territories, valued at the US value of $72 trillion. So let's remind ourselves where we're at with the quadrillions, right? Everyone gets excited. We achieved 3 trillion overall cryptocurrency market cap. That's a drop in the bucket, right? Because Swift does on a daily basis, 5 to 6 trillion. So think about that. The daily volume of Swift is double what we had in the overall cryptocurrency market cap, just to give you a little bit of perspective, right? That's what needs to be moving and settling on a daily basis at Swift. Now you take a look at ACI Worldwide. They do about $14 trillion daily. So just between those two, we're talking $20 trillion on a daily basis. The clearinghouse in the United States does $2 trillion daily too. So just on a daily basis, we have well over 20 trillion. And just between Swift and ACI Worldwide, Swift is over 1 quadrillion of cross-border settlement on a yearly basis. So Swift does the quadrillion, transaction volume per year. With DTCC, we do 2.5 quadrillion. So it's basically 2 times as big as Swift's volume. And this is for securities. So, I mean, guys, when you look at all of these different problems that we're solving, I always say, right, my classic saying, the $1 trillion problems turn me on. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about the best time ever, we're talking about solving quadrillions now. And the DTCC is at the forefront, one of the industry leaders here. Securities issued in over 150 countries, over $72 trillion of value that's parked. But then over 2.5 quadrillion that is moving on a yearly basis. This is absolutely massive. But to dive a little bit deeper into this acquisition of Securrency, this is a very big deal as we see this company is on the cutting edge of basically issuing securities. Securrency's new patent for groundbreaking compliance-aware token framework. So this is the patent that they've received, and that's so important to get that patent. We're going to see patent wars finally playing out now, at the forefront of the crypto space, I believe, over the next couple years. This is going to become a big deal. Many folks kind of overlooking the patents. And I'm speaking on that because I'm going to have Reggie Middleton, our good friend Reggie, the DeFi king. He has the DeFi patent, and he's actually suing Circle, and I believe that he's suing, is it Coinbase too? And he, is alleging that basically they're infringing upon his DeFi patent. So if you guys want to learn more about that, I've interviewed Reggie twice already, and he's going to be coming back this Sunday at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock. He's going to be coming back for a Twitter space. So that's why, patent is kind of top of the mind once again. But anyways, this platform is really, really interesting. Securrency, a leading developer of institutional-grade blockchain-based financial and regulatory technology, today announced that it has received a United States patent for its compliance awareness token framework. This framework is a critical step in Securrency's 4-phase vision that includes tokenizing financial assets at scale, interconnecting global marketplaces on the universal transaction and compliance rails, accelerating decentralized finance by combining powerful smart contracts with automated business logic, and finally, enabling a global liquid digital asset marketplace available to all. In landmark pilot projects with global regulatory agencies and in commercial deployments with world-class financial institutions, Securrency has demonstrated how CATF can solve some of the most pressing issues for digital assets by allowing issuers, their agents, and intermediaries to easily build rule sets into a token for identity authentication and authorization, securities regulations and transaction and liquidity requirements, automate multi-jurisdictional compliance and risk management functions, such as preventing fraud, enforcing holding periods, and applying trading volume and collateralization rules, repeat and reuse rule sets to streamline compliant digital asset creation and issuance, audit rule sets to facilitate reporting on tokenized securities offerings, empower authorized individuals or entities to freeze or claw back tokens from a user wallet in, for example, a tax, bankruptcy, or criminal proceeding. And if you guys have been paying attention, we've been talking about the clawback feature coming to the XRP ledger, which is going to be so critical for the XRPL. But as you can see right here, Securrency on the cutting edge, and the DTCC, announcing this definitive agreement to acquire the company. This is what we've been talking about in the space with Ripple doing their acquisitions of Medico was the most recent big one. They were going to take a look at Fortress Trust. They decided to back out of that deal. But nonetheless, the mergers and acquisitions in the space have been ramping up during this bear market recession. We see a lot of firms, basically just handing it over to one of the incumbents, like in this case, Securrency getting picked up by the DTCC. Perfect fit. And the DTCC, a big player. And the point that I want to bring home, folks, is that when we see that they're already doing 2.5 quadrillion without 24/7 trading, instant settlement at no fees, this just grows exponentially over time. So the 2.5 quadrillion that they're doing right now is just a start. The 1.2 quadrillion that's settled every year on Swift is just a start. And this is going to grow exponentially through the Internet of Value and through DLT solutions like the XRP Ledger. And the beautiful thing about what Securrency did with their platform, and you're seeing this is what the institutions want, is they want that blockchain agnostic capabilities, or as we've seen provided by the XRP Ledger and the Interledger Protocol, is they want that interoperability. So if you want to deploy on EOS, if you want to deploy on, they said Ripple, but we know they're talking about XRP, you want to deploy on Stellar. And I actually went and I read their white paper at Securrency, and they specifically mentioned ERC20 tokens, and they specifically mentioned Stellar. And I don't know what Brad Kimes found where it says EOS and it says Ripple too. But it is, if you read their white paper, the patent technology that they have here for the compliance-aware token framework. That's what they're calling it, right? The groundbreaking compliance-aware token framework. It is blockchain agnostic, which is similar to Core to Settler, which is what R3 offers, right? And of course, all roads lead back to Ripple. When you look at the deals that R3 has done, when you look at the DTCC, they've shown some interest too in Ripple. And then we see that they've acquired this company, which is blockchain agnostic. And this is all part of not just moving trillions, not just getting to 10 trillion overall cryptocurrency market cap next bull run. That's going to be a party. That's going to be fun. XRP is going to eat up a bunch of that. But what I'm excited about is this is, eventually coming our way. And we're talking about 1.2 quadrillion at Swift, double that volume through ACI worldwide. And then we're talking 2.5 quadrillion through DTCC, and it's all coming to DLT. Is XRPL going to get all of it? No, absolutely not. But as we've always said, we just got to get a piece of this action and we go somewhere fun. So I wanted to cover this one. Huge shout out to Brad Kimes. I would have missed it if it wasn't for him. And if you guys appreciate this update, let's make sure that we smash that thumbs up on the way out. And I will be sharing some more content later today. So make sure you're subscribed up here, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Everything else can be found on my website. It's zachrector.com. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.